Dean.
There we are.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing well. Good to connect with you today.
Oh, it's great to connect with you too. I'm a big fan of yours.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. So welcome guys to Elegant Conversation with Jacqueline Valdez. So I'm super excited to have our next guest. We have Mr. John Tull. So you are a motivator. You are, yes, I love it. You've lost weight. You've had quite a journey. And then you are just such an inspiration to others. And you are with Florida Gator Sports Properties.
That's correct. I moved here in January to work for Florida Gators Sports Properties. I sell advertising partnerships for the Florida Gators.
Okay. Go Florida Gators.
That's right. Go Gators. Right. Right.
Right. Very exciting. Yeah. So you do run also a daily run where you do affirmations, right?
I do. I do.
Tell
And
us
I
about
think
that.
yeah, that's how we connected, I think. And
Yes.
I'm a big fan of daily affirmations, and I turned it into an exercise because I moved here and I told myself, man, I want to drop 25 or 30 pounds, and I love to run. So
Yeah.
I just started going on these runs,
Nice.
Jacqueline, and during my run, I would think about one word. I would just like, what's this word of the day? What's this inspirational word of the day? And I'd focus on it.
Wow.
And yeah, it made me feel like I wanted to share it too. Do you know what I mean?
I
Because
love
it
it.
was good for me, but I thought during this pandemic, I mean, all the rules are out the window, right? Just share the
Yeah.
good stuff. That's my slogan. Share the good stuff because it's free.
I know.
And
I love that slogan too.
yeah, well, no, and everybody, honestly, everybody has their own way of sharing
Yeah.
the good stuff, right? And look at you. I mean, you share so much wonderful content.
Thank
It's
you.
unbelievable. Now that slogan's already taken. You can't take share the good
I
stuff
can't steal it from you.
because it's free. Yeah, other people have tried, but yeah, I started at the end of April, and through August, I'd lost 25 pounds, and
Yeah.
I've created about, I don't know, 75 or 80 videos almost, and about 50 of
Wow.
them are on YouTube now on my YouTube page,
Okay.
and they're just like minute long, 2 minutes long tops. Just
Wow.
talking about different things, from integrity to empathy to
Nice.
confidence to adversity, and just
I love it.
good stuff that everybody needs to look in the mirror and just take care of themselves. So I'm a
Yeah.
big fan of that.
Yeah, it's true. Because right now, especially during this whole quarantine time and during this whole, I guess, new way of the world being, it's good to have someone that's positive and inspiring and that's telling everyone to do self-love.
Absolutely. And you know what? I mean, we're all in this together, no matter who we are, where we came from, what we do for a
Yeah.
living. And we really and truly, I believe this, have to be each other's biggest fans. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I'm a big fan of yours, and
I love
maybe
it.
you'll be a big fan of mine, and we can
Yes.
help others out. And
Yeah.
and the thing is, like, I'm not perfect, right? I make tons of mistakes, and
Yeah.
so these daily affirmations, I mean, they're not, I try to adhere to them. I try to learn from them, but that's why I do them.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not good at it, maybe I'll think about it more often, and become better. So
Yeah, I love it. And I find myself too lately doing daily affirmations. And then if I find myself going into a negative space or going into being harder on myself than I need to be, I'll right away snap myself, out of it and say something positive.
yeah,
It's
and
huge.
you have to, and the thing is, like,
Yeah.
I always tell people, like, you have to be yourself. You have to be your biggest fan first.
Yes. I love
Before
that.
you could help someone else out, you have to be your biggest fan, because if
Yeah.
if your biggest fan, when you look in the mirror, then you can take a deep breath, have confidence, be ready to empower yourself to make a difference, and
I love
then and then go help others. But you can't, doubt yourself or beat yourself up. I mean, it's
it.
just
Yeah.
not worth it.
It isn't. It isn't. There's only one you. And you have to, like you said, love yourself, empower yourself so that way you can help others.
Absolutely. And helping others comes in so many different forms. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I've caught a lot of your shows
I
lately,
love
because
it.
I was researching, right? Like, who is this
Yeah, I
person? Where
love
does
it.
she come from? Why is she doing these videos? This is exciting. And
Yeah.
you've had a variety of different people
Yeah.
on, ranging from some of the stuff that you have passion for with pole dancing and
Yes.
dancing and Pilates and things like that, to just
Exactly.
other things. And I've learned a lot from you just by
Nice.
your the discussions and videos and
Yes.
your smile and your positivity, and
Thank you.
and I just think that if we all keep sharing that,
Yeah.
then it'll spread, and we
I'm
probably
hoping
know a lot.
so.
Yeah, and that's why I call it the good stuff, because like
Yeah.
if you share bad stuff, I think you pay the price. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it's negative stuff. It eats you up inside. You don't feel
It's
good about
so
yourself.
true. It's so true. And how do you find um, the source to let the bad stuff go and to not focus on the bad stuff and to focus on really just the good stuff?
Well, it's so hard because, like I said, I mean, I'm not perfect, and everybody, wants to make a mistake here or there by
Yeah.
accident. And my thing is, I um, I just try to catch myself. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I don't want to say this is the new me. I've always been an eternal optimist, but I've taken some hits in my
Yeah.
lifetime, personally, professionally.
Yeah.
Things have happened. Maybe I didn't deal with them the right way, but maybe it's the pandemic. It really kickstarted me into a better focus of
Nice.
positivity.
Yeah, that's good. That's huge. I feel like it's so important to take advantage of this period of time and to actually make it more positive and focus more on empowering others and uplifting others and yourself too.
Absolutely. A long time ago, I had a discussion with somebody back in Michigan, and we were
Yeah.
talking about the fact that, like you control your mind, you
Yeah.
control your heart, you control your soul. Like nobody can tell you about your faith. Nobody can control your faith, whether it's a religious faith or a belief in something else. Like you have that in you, and then no one can tell you how to think. I mean, it's
Yeah.
your spirit, it's your positivity, and so it's easy to get sidetracked by
Very.
people or events, and we just we all try to do a better job of maybe keeping people in our lives that are more
Yeah.
positive and more focused. But even if we have people in our lives, down the road, it's like that means that we need to help them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we can figure out how to rub off, that's great. But
Yeah.
like I said, I'm not perfect. And you asked the question, how do I stay on track? It is hard, but I just
Yeah.
try to keep track of those words. And it's not about me looking at myself, but I do look at the videos sometime. Like, 2 months ago I talked about
I
this
love
being an optimist. And
Yeah.
let me look at that video one more time. Like, how did I feel when I made that video? Because when I do those videos, I mean, I just, it's one take. I mean, I just rattle it off.
Wow.
Sometimes two takes because I want to do a different message, but
Yeah.
it's not scripted. I'm running. I'm all sweaty. I look terrible. I don't care. I just want
Yeah.
to get that message out.
I love it. And I feel like when you do physical movement and exercise, it really gets like the endorphins going, and then it really gets you with nature, and it gets you tuned into your body more and into your mind more. So then you're really present. So the things that you're saying, the affirmations, are very organic.
Yeah, they are. They are, and
Yeah.
it means a lot to me.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, we're all working from home, so yeah, I said, hey, I'm gonna get after it, and you kind of miss working with some of your teammates. By the way, I'm gonna give
Yeah.
a quick shout out to my teammate Jackson, who's on your show right now. Jackson just chimed in.
Nice.
Jackson's
Shout out.
my man Jackson. So
Nice.
anyway, I had to do
I
it.
love
I told
it.
him
Have to do
we
a
were going
shout out.
but no, you're right, and exercise is unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah.
you take it for granted, right? And
So true.
hey, I'm a big guy. It's easy for me to fall off the whatever and start, eating bad again or whatever, not
Yeah.
exercising, but it takes discipline, it takes focus, it takes effort. You just feel better about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so exciting. Yeah. Jackson says he loves the videos. So there you're on your YouTube page. What is your YouTube page?
So my YouTube page is youtube.com/John Tull Sports Marketing 2020. So John Tull Sports Marketing 2020. There's a lot of those runs around there. My dog Tigger,
Oh,
my collie dog Tigger's on there a lot. There's a lot of Florida Gators stuff on there too.
very cool.
Because you're a Florida Gators fan, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Definitely.
good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out your YouTube and watch your videos for sure. And that's inspired me too. I'm actually wanting to do some dancing and do some dancing kind of moments of affirmations too. And so I've been kind of contemplating that. And so it's kind of funny that we connected and you've done that with running. So you're my inspiration on that.
Well, I'll tell you what though. I mean, you're a pro at this already as far as all this content you're putting out there on social media. So for you to to do that after, you know, a routine or whatever should be a no-brainer. For me, you know,
Yeah.
when I first started, I mean, I'm running 4 or 5 miles, I'm sweating, I'm
I was
breathing
just saying, if I
heavy.
could breathe.
And then I just started to hit play, you know, on my iPhone and hit record, and
I love
I
it.
just started talking, you know. And so again, I want to make sure and make it perfectly clear. I mean, it's for all the, I mean, I do it for me, you know, and then I share it. But it's not about me. You know, if you or me or anybody else who wants to try to have an impact on other people's lives, if you make a difference for one person, if they just look at one word or they say, hey, I could do that too, that's
Yeah,
fantastic. I mean,
it's
I'm not
huge.
looking for an award. I'm just trying to share the good stuff, you know? So
Share the good stuff. Hashtag.
that's right. Oh, share the good stuff. That's right. Hashtag share the good stuff because it's free. What's your slogan? Come on. I've seen it.
Illuminating the world one voice at a time.
I know. That's right. And I love that though. I mean,
Thank you.
that's a fantastic word, illuminating the world. I mean, we all need to realize
Yes.
that we're in this situation, like we're in this big storm, the pandemic, and we're all in different boats, right? Different
Yeah.
sized boats with different supplies because we're all different,
Yeah.
you know, but it's the same storm. Like
Yeah.
we're going through the same storm, but we just have different sized boats and different supplies. So
I
we need
love
to help
it.
each other out, you know? So
Yes, I love it. We do. We do. So, as far as like filtering out all of the noises and filtering out all of the distractions in life, how do you do that? How do you just really stay centered?
well, you know that's a really good question. You know, another good hashtag that I like to throw on a
Uh-huh.
lot of stuff is ignore the noise.
Yes.
It's the New England Patriots use it a lot, and my football coach at Penn State, Bill O'Brien, came from New England, and you know, during a pretty troubling time at Penn
Uh-huh.
State, so he put that up everywhere. In other words, like control what you can control. Ignore the noise. Don't get bogged down on the would-haves and the could-haves and the should-haves. Like control what is in front of you,
I
and
love
don't sit there and judge yourself about everything that happened yesterday, because you can't change what happened yesterday, but you
it.
control
Yeah.
what's in front of you. You can plan for tomorrow, but don't just, you know, stay focused on the now a lot of times. And you still have to plan, you know,
Yeah.
and move forward. But I've been guilty of it before, where sometimes I would just get all upset about the
Yeah.
littlest things, and I'm just trying. And I'm not perfect, but I'm trying not to sweat the small stuff. It's hard
Yeah.
sometimes because you get all worked up, but
So
that's where I
true.
try to stay. I try to stay focused on the now, and stay calm and ignore the noise. You
I love
know.
it. I love it. I'm going to take that tip because I catch myself sometimes, you know, living in the past and try not to be hard on myself for stuff in the past and constantly self-talking to myself and saying, you know, it's okay. That was the past. I've grown from it. I've changed. Move on. Focus forward. Focus on the now.
Absolutely, move
Yeah.
forward. I mean, you beat yourself up too much. You don't need to
Yeah.
do that. You know,
Yeah.
you need to be good to yourself. I mean, you be your biggest fan,
Biggest
and
fan.
and sometimes another thing I realized over the last 6 months, which is another
Uh-huh.
great hashtag, is just, you know, embrace change. Because, you know, I
I
was
love
really, I mean, I've been stubborn as everybody. I mean, I could be just as stubborn as the next guy. Um,
Yeah.
but these are different times. You know, just embrace change. You know,
Yeah.
realize that you can't control some stuff. Don't beat yourself up about the past, and just
Love it.
ignore the noise, you know, and move forward, and control what you can control, and you'll make a big difference, you know, in your own life
Yeah.
if you could do that, you know. So
I totally agree. And I feel like as soon as you wake up in the morning, how you mentally prepare yourself for the day and how you talk to yourself first thing in the morning affects how your day is going to go and the energy that you give towards yourself and the love you give towards yourself and towards others.
absolutely, you know, in a lot of my videos I'll reference, you know, you have to look in the mirror and make sure you're good with yourself first before you walk out the door. You know, because
Nice.
then you're good to go. I mean, you have to be good with yourself, whole with yourself, physically, psychologically, spiritually.
Yeah.
You know, I try to cover all those bases, but like I said, I mean, I keep saying this, I'm not perfect, and
Yeah.
by any means, and we all make mistakes, and we're all put on this world, on this earth, to make mistakes. But yeah, look in the mirror, and you know, be a cheerleader for yourself. You
Yeah.
know, be your biggest fan, and then you can make a difference, because people want the best you.
Yeah.
That's what they want. You know.
That's true.
That,
That's true. And I feel like um, if you're empowering and helping others, even if it's just one person at a time, it makes such a huge difference. You never know whose life that you can change.
Well, absolutely. You know, this guy that I worked with in
Yeah.
hockey several years ago in Detroit, you know, he shot me a note and said that he, you know, we worked with each other and he's friends, and he said, I really like your videos, and he goes, I tell you what,
Nice.
you know, embracing change and all that good stuff is it helped me, because he said, you know, one of my videos was to not be afraid to step outside your box. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you have to be able to also not be afraid, have the strength to just like do something a little bit different. If you have to, give it a shot. If it works, that's fantastic. If it doesn't work, you should still celebrate because you tried something new.
Yeah.
And so that's what he did. He just got a brand new job in something totally different.
Wow.
But he said he just sent me a note to say thanks. I mean, I was just flattered because, and taken back. It's like, wow. I mean, whatever message I might have sent to him encouraged him to try something different. But that's why I watch people like you and some other folks in town and on the internet, because I want to get those messages too. So, you know, you make a difference in so many people's lives yourself, Jacqueline, and you have a really, really good spirit about you, and that's why I enjoy working with you. So.
Oh, I appreciate it so much. You're so kind. Thank you. Yes. So I know hashtag Sunday service is what Seafood said. Awesome. Thanks for the love, guys.
Yeah.
So what other projects do you have coming up?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what, you know, my day job, right? I mean, we're getting ready for Gators football, and you know, we open up this weekend, and then we play at home on October 3rd. So that's been a lot of fun working with my clients, selling partnerships, things like that.
Nice.
Down the road, I'll tell you though, I'm on a mission to. I've got a couple ideas for. I mean, I'm not going to be, you know, as good as you are, but of having like a little podcast of some sort down the road. I want to call it like community spirit. I really want to share community stories and work with people to like toot their horn and share their story, just kind of like you are, but more from a charitable standpoint. Like, what are they trying to do? Raising money, doing stuff for kids, doing stuff for the elderly, however that works. So down the road, I might try to get involved a little bit. So you and I we'll have to have coffee sometime and talk about it. So,
yes, we will. We'll have to connect for sure.
Absolutely. So
yeah, for sure. And you've definitely inspired me. I'm going to start doing my dancing, my affirmations too. And I'm going to check out your YouTube and watch your videos.
Well, thank you very much. And you know, please do. And give me some tips too, if you think I could, you know, if there's any more messaging. In other words, I'm always open for new words to think about, because I'll go on a 45-minute run and I'll just start thinking. I'll start singing too, but I don't share too much of that. So.
I love it. So is that how you lost all the weight, was just doing the running?
Yeah, you know, doing the running and just being more confident in my exercise routine, but also eating better. I mean, I did go to the, you know, I mean, I'm a big guy, you know, I'm 6'3.5", and so I won't tell you, I'm like, you know, I won't tell you what I weigh, but anyway, but I eating better, you know, salads, just better. You know, I'm one of those guys, if in the old days, if I got depressed, I mean, it's, you know, it's a dozen donuts and a big glass of milk at night or something like that, you know, and that's the thing, your mindset, it helps you with everything. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having, you know, sweets and this and that. I mean, everybody's got their own routine. It's just that, you know, so, I mean, there's lots of things you can do to work on depression that aren't good too. I mean, drinking, eating, whatever. I mean, it's and you know, it's not illegal to drink and it's not illegal to eat. It's just that if you do too much of it, it gets you in trouble, right? So just focus on better ways to handle your stress and take a deep breath and calm down, you know. So
I love that. And like you said, it's mindset. So it's actually taking the mindset of looking at food differently and thinking of nourishing your body. That's something I'm trying to work on now too.
Well, yeah, well, and especially for athletes. I mean, you're an athlete and a performer and an instructor. I mean, you have to do that, you know. And with me, I mean, I'm working all day at the office or on sales calls, and hey, it's real easy to get into routine where I look at my car and I see, you know, an empty bag of Dunkin' Donuts. I'm like, that was not a good day, you know. Hey, with all due respect, I love Dunkin' Donuts, by the way. They're one of my favorite places, and you know, I love Krispy Kreme too. Krispy Kreme is one of our clients, and I'll still enjoy those. But my point is, like, that was my lunch, you know, and versus you know, maybe eating healthier and then treating myself to a Krispy Kreme once in a while, you know. So
that makes sense. So again, going back to the self-love and not giving yourself a hard time for making that little cheat, but doing it, like you said, on occasion, and then for the most part, really just taking care of yourself mentally, physically, spiritually.
Absolutely. All those things are just are so important. And, on one of my videos, I talked about, no finger pointing. Do you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Like people, we live in a crazy world, right? Lots of people are pointing fingers on social media
Yeah.
and you did this and you did that, or you, whatever. And I'm
Yeah.
like, man, the only finger pointing that should go on is in the mirror, like at yourself, like point the finger at yourself and say, hey, how can I make myself better? How can I take a deep breath and not get so excited about some of this other stuff that's going on? Ignore the
Yeah.
noise, embrace change. But don't point fingers at other people. I mean, just try to take care of yourself, and then you'll be able to help others out along the way. And it feels good actually when you
It
can help
does.
other people out. That's the thing. It's a good, and another one real quick was forgiveness. A lot
Yes.
of people that I talk to have struggle with like conflict resolution
Yeah.
and forgiveness. And forgiveness is like a two-way street, right? It helps both people out.
Yeah.
People are afraid to look at it like that sometimes. Sometimes they're like, I'll never be able to forgive. Well,
Yeah.
you don't have to forget, but you know what? It's kind of peaceful if you could just understand
Yeah.
what's going on and not necessarily, and forgive and just say, hey, let's not let that happen again, and I forgive
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So
Well, because it's so much easier on your spirit and your soul to not keep holding in anger and holding a grudge and then focusing on the negativity about it. And just like you said, you can forgive. You don't have to forget, but you can forgive and move forward.
and absolutely. And the reason you definitely don't want to forget because you don't want to make those mistakes again either. I
Yeah.
mean, you learn lessons, and and believe me, I haven't always been there. It's been the last several years I've been trying to just stay more focused and more positive, and
Nice.
these last 6 or 7 months, I've really I feel better about myself because I have lost weight.
Yeah.
And but that's just me. I mean, other people have other things they want to work on, so it's not about, hey,
Yeah.
look at me, I lost 25 pounds. I mean, it's just more about that was my goal. I set a goal. That's what I did. Other people have goals. Now figure out ways to attain those goals. You'll feel good about yourself.
Right.
So
Right. It's very rewarding to help other people, and it's very rewarding to be the best that you can be too. You feel better physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and you just feel more centered.
and absolutely, all those things that you just said is everything that you do control. I mean, believe
Yeah.
it or not, you control it. Like nobody can sit there and tell you how to control those things that you just
Yeah.
mentioned. From a spirituality and mentally and physically. I mean, you have the power to empower yourself to be that person. And
I
it
love
doesn't
it.
happen overnight. That's the other thing. I lost like 5 pounds a month.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a lot, does it? But 5 or 6 months later, I'm 25 pounds lighter.
Yeah. Patience.
Patience. So whatever your goal is, it might not happen overnight, but man, take little steps and always have little wins along the way, so you can celebrate all the little wins. And when the big win gets here, it'll be a big celebration. But sometimes people are afraid to, even celebrate little wins. It's like,
Yeah.
no, man, every little win counts. So
Yes.
and it's all about you. And if you can have wins for yourself, you're going to be a better person. And every time you do one of these great, live deals on Instagram, I mean, that's a win, Jacqueline. I mean that too. I mean, you have to chalk that up as a win. You did it. You allowed someone to tell their story,
True.
to spread their message, and you listen. You're a great listener, and that's another victory for you. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like it is just amazing what people can do and what people contribute and what they can give to one another when they just allow things to kind of come organically and just pivot through life when a hard thing comes across them and just keep going forward and to just uh, self-love and then also to enjoy the journey along the way.
Yeah, you have to enjoy it along the way
Yeah.
because I don't think any of us are guaranteed a piece of paper that says this is how long your journey is
Yeah.
going to last.
Yeah.
And I have one video that I talk about strengths and weaknesses, and
Uh-huh.
what you were just saying. I mean, some people get all down and depressed about weaknesses, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
focus on your strengths. Like whatever you're good at, don't ever not be good at it. Yeah, try
Yeah.
something different once in a while. You try something different once in a while, but like be proud of yourself. I mean, if you have these three strengths, that's awesome. Keep fine tuning them because it makes a difference.
Yes,
You have,
I love it.
so just there's so many different things that we could talk about, but that's what's fun about the conversation, right? That you could pick different
Exactly.
words and really just dwell on them. So, you know,
Exactly. I love it. Was there anything else that you wanted to tell the viewers?
well, I mean, I just, I guess in closing, I just wanted to say that I'm, I, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I just hope that I can be remembered as somebody that just tries to help people out in terms of my attitude. I don't mean, how much money I make or whatever, but just, my attitude and my way, my take on life. I just want to be the person that people would say, hey, down the road, I'm glad that, I talked to John, or I got to know him a little bit, because, we're sharing some positive thoughts here. And that's kind of how I want to be remembered. I mean, I'm just getting started really with some of this, because it's made me feel good. So I'm just trying to expand on it a little bit. But no, I mean, just I'm all in on the Gators. I'm all in on this 2020. This is the comeback of our lifetime. I will leave you with this. I mean, we are involved in the greatest comeback of our lifetime right now.
Yes.
So we're all part of it. We're all part of the story, all different bits and pieces, and we all make a difference. So we have to be there for each other. So we need to keep supporting each other, because the comeback is on.
Yes.
And we're all starring in this movie, and looking back, it's going to be great.
I love it. The 2020 comeback.
The 2020 comeback is on. That's right.
It's on.
That's right.
Awesome. It's been such a pleasure talking to you. I could talk to you all day.
Well, no, same here. And I'm going to track you down. We'll have to have a coffee sometime and catch up, okay?
It's a deal.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
Bye.